You're listening to Rodney Rogers Outdoors Radio, where we turn it upside down and look at the outside from the inside out. It's safe, it's legal, and we're having a blast. So put your shoes on, my friend, because we're going outdoors.
Hi-yow. Welcome, Rogers. Man, I came out of a shoot like a grizzly bear. This is my partner, Coach East in crime,
Rodney
Mike, man himself, Coy. How you doing, Mike Coy?
I'm good.
Can you beatbox?
Yeah, but it sounds like this.
That's more of a frustrated beatbox. Honey, what's wrong? Nothing.
How are you doing?
I'm good, brother. I am fantastic. You out there in the listening and visual audience get to hang out with us for the next hour. This is our weekly vacation that we get to have every single week.
You know what sound I hadn't heard in a while?
What's that?
That one just as we were going live.
That one?
Did. Yeah.
We call that Goose the Moose. We have a moose if you're a first-time caller, and then when you call, we goose the moose. We haven't goosed the moose in a while.
Is that professional?
Sure.
Or do we care, I guess?
No, it's very professional. I looked it up on the professional radio guy thing.
This is from Wish Pets Company, Ltd. Ethan. I don't know if Ethan is the moose's name. It might be.
Maybe it's the guy who made the
Maybe
moose.
just should be saying Goose Ethan.
It's not quite.
It's not as flowing.
I like the, it's not as flowing.
So Goose the Moose, there we go.
Goose
You squeezed that, and I'm like, what was that?
Yeah.
For a second, it took me back.
I didn't know what it was.
We need some first-time callers. So there we go.
Show number 84. We are on number 84. You can participate tonight. You can hit us up with hashtag at Twitter. You can hashtag this at hashtag RROR. Can they do that?
Sure. You know what, Brett?
You can call us at 262.
That's the best option.
345.
You know why?
7763. Why is that?
Because it is.
I like your logic.
Yeah, it's direct.
It's like when your mom used to say,
it's no wait time.
Don't. Why? Because I said so.
It's a guaranteed. Have you seen those billboards for emergency rooms that have a guaranteed time?
Oh, yeah.
What is that all about?
No, here's what we need to do.
I don't get it.
We need to test it. That's the wait time. You only have 1 minute wait time.
Based on what? And who's updating that?
I don't know.
I mean, that is...
Because it's always 100 miles from that particular hospital.
That is the biggest, weirdest farce. Yeah. I don't get it.
If you rush to that hospital and you go, wait a minute, we got 1 minute wait time. It's an hour drive. We'll be dead.
You go, well, it said 2 minutes. Well, it was 20 minutes ago. We just changed it to an hour and a half. If you'll drive back and check it, you'll see that it says an hour and a half now.
That is so true.
I don't get the. Sorry to derail, but I don't get those signs.
You know what? Because we may need an emergency.
I mean, we're in a day and age where the emergency room has to advertise their wait time.
I know, isn't that crazy?
I haven't even wrapped my head around it.
It's because there's so many hospitals.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
It's come here because you'll wait less than.
Yeah.
Bring your insurance card.
No. Let's not even go there.
We'll take care of you here.
You don't need insurance card for them hospitals, Mike. They's free. They used to give you medicine for free.
They do?
They do.
That's awesome.
Just tell them you ain't got no money. And there you have it. So, Mike, exciting this weekend. We did go gator hunting.
Yeah.
Here's the deal.
What is the deal?
You can follow us on Periscope as Rodney Rogers.
As you probably should, because there was more Periscope activity than anything else while we were out there.
Honestly, we did see a couple itty bitty gators. The two in the canal.
We did.
Yeah. So 2 or 3. 2.
We're gonna take a new approach next time.
Yeah.
We're gonna ditch the boats.
Yes.
We're gonna hang out in the trees and just jump on them. We're gonna swing down and swoop them.
I got the new Tarzan rope and loincloth. Got fig leaves. I just ordered 2.
Swoop them, Rodney. Swoop them.
Big fig leaves. We're gonna jump on them. So we it was pretty. It was a beautiful paddle. The lake we were on was gorgeous.
And as I told Rodney, I said, after we paddled around for 2.5 hours, I said, now you know why I chose to be the cameraman.
It's actually, you get to do something.
Yeah, it's a lot easier.
Yeah. So
I did offer, though.
You did offer.
Did.
Yes,
a couple times.
Now, I'm going to tell you something. For those of you that know me and don't know me, I will put one paddle in the boat. If there's 2 there, that means there could be an emergency.
That's for you're the second motor in case of emergency.
Yeah, if the wind kicks up,
true.
You may be the emergency, and I want you to use it. Mike, did you notice the new shirts tonight? I got the new shirts.
I've got it. Might be my favorite.
Yeah,
the black with the camo lettering.
Yeah,
is really nice.
See it, yeah, and it's got the camo redfish on.
I also think if you're actually wearing it out, I mean, it's
a nice shirt.
Yeah. It's kind of, I like lighter shirts. I have too many black shirts, I think, because most of my wardrobe work stuff is black.
It's all black. So yeah,
I'm looking to get some more bright colors. But
we've got some amazing colors.
You do, yeah.
We have 3 different color blues.
Got pinks, a bright yellow.
Yellow, yeah, safety yellow, pinks, and my gosh, graphite. I like the color graphite. It's gray, but I call graphite.
It's nice. I like it.
Just colors your truck. Graphite. That's right there. It's graphite.
That is open to interpretation.
Yes, it is. What else did we do exciting this week? We didn't do that much after that.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it was a weird weekend. It rained. It's just been so. I know you said it was last year. I just don't remember so much rain last year during the season. But that is probably because you're right. I didn't have my door every night,
right,
to go hit it. So I wasn't paying as much attention. But this year, I'm just like, wow, it sure does rain a lot. But we did have a nice romantic paddle around the lake for a couple hours.
Well, it's a romantic paddle. So I built countertops for my nephew. He bought a foreclosure, so I went to the shop.
Way to liven up the show there, Rodney. Now we're talking.
That was my excitement after the gator hunt. So it didn't. It rained the whole time. Yeah, it's like wah, wah, wah.
Well, the fact of the matter is, and then we'll move on because it's anticlimactic gator talk. Yeah. We got out of the water because we were going to change lakes.
Yes.
Where we were parked, we need to be out of that location by sundown.
Yep.
Which we pretty much pulled out of the water right at sundown.
At sunset, yeah.
And we put the canoe in the truck to go to the next low time. I checked the radar and we said, "Whoa, boy."
Yeah, and then we looked at the sky.
Let's get the boat home.
Yeah.
And it cut bottom. That was nasty.
Fell out.
And that was pretty much the end.
We did do some 4-wheeling.
Yeah, we did do. Ladies and gentlemen, Rodney got some new treads on his truck.
I got some new treads.
And we put him to the test. You don't mind using that thing as a 4-wheel drive truck, do you?
No.
You really don't.
No.
I respect that about you.
Remember when I bought this truck? And you said,
that shows you're not a wannabe.
No,
you're not a poser.
I'm a real deal, dog.
You don't care about. I mean, you don't care about the scratches on the truck. It's there for the purpose, right?
Truck brand new from Bartow Ford and hit a tree with 113 miles on my brand new truck while four-wheel driving up a hill that I knew I was determined I could get. Clueless. Yes.
Was there something on the other side, Rodney?
There was a tree.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. That big dent in the side. That's a tree. Surprise. Surprise.
But I respect that about you. You are not the poser.
I told you I bought us a Rodney Rogers outdoor mobile because you remember when we went to the Everglades and we had my Dodge pickup and man, we really needed 4-wheel drive.
Yeah,
we really did. And
well, when we got off the road the other night, what's the first thing I asked you? This is 4-wheel drive, right?
Yes, you did.
Because it was some pretty sloppy, rainy mess we were in.
Pretty nasty. You know how many people I've pulled out since I've had this truck?
Wow. Well, now that you got new tires, you're ripped and ready to go.
So we can fling some mud. So, yeah, that was it. So, Mike, we got some exciting stuff, a little bit to talk about tonight. Before we get to what our topics are, let's talk a little bit about can we break the news?
Yeah, let's talk about our next
project.
Shenanigan.
Mike came up with a brilliant idea. We were wanting to get into something. We had
story of our life.
We had a couple ideas, and then Mike says, we have a philosophy here at Rodney Rogers Outdoors. Mike, do you know what the philosophy is? Everybody's
got a story.
Everybody.
And I didn't do it. Those two things.
Wasn't me.
Yeah, wasn't me.
So, and what we're going to do is we're going to do reviews for the gear. Over the years, I have tested equipment you can't even imagine. Equipment that's long since gone.
Equipment that's unmentionable.
Unmentionable, and equipment that works well. So we're going to be reviewing that. And here's the thing. We want to review your equipment. Yours. All yours.
Yeah.
Just you. If you're listening, no matter if it's a bicycle, I mean, if you're an off-road bike guy, I want to know, because here's our feelings on the subject. Mike and I do a lot of YouTube, and we look at reviews. We watch reviews on stuff that we're going to buy.
That's how the conversation started.
That's exactly, yeah.
We're both huge YouTube fans, but the majority of the stuff I search for on YouTube is how-tos or reviews.
Exactly.
So it's a huge resource for valid information, and for the most part, it's valid because it's real people using that gear. It's that dude who just bought that whatever that you're looking to find out somebody's opinion, not a sales guy.
Yep.
Not necessarily the manufacturer. You're not learning how to use it necessarily, but you want to know, okay, would you buy that again? You bought that set of headphones. Would you buy them again? Do they sound as good as the manufacturer said they would be?
Exactly.
So real people doing real reviews. I think that's Amazon's the same thing. If you're an Amazon user, the reviews, and you got to start to learn to read through some of them, because because what you're wanting is the authentic reviews. That's what you're looking for. That's what you're digging for.
And on all those type of reviews, you don't know if it's them doing it or
that's the problem.
That's the thing.
That is the problem.
So here's what we're going to do. This is where you, the audience, the listening audience, the viewing audience, whoever you are, we want you to help us out. So basically, I don't want to buy a kayak and review a kayak. I want to review someone's kayak that they've owned for a month, a year, 6 months, 8 months. I can't legitimately review and give an honest review on a product that I just bought.
Yeah.
I just don't think that's fair.
Yeah.
It works great, brand spanking new. I want to know how that thing works 5 months into it, 10 months into it. Just a real quick clip. I used to sell Toyotas for David Moss Toyota. Amazing guy. If you're going to buy a Toyota. No, we're not sponsored by these people, by the way. But I kind of put in the forefront. I had an idea in my head that, was always Honda or Toyota. I want a Honda Accord. I want a Toyota Camry. Well, here, I'll tell you what. Let's go over to our used lot. Let's drive. We've got a Camry over there with 40,000 miles on it. We've got a Honda with 39,000 miles on it. Let's drive them both. Whichever one you like, that's what you buy.
Yeah.
That Camry won every time, Mike. You know how many cars I sold?
But a car is a perfect thing. Somebody gets a car, is driven, and let's say we just bought a Ford Explorer last year, but you see somebody with Ford Explorer, and what do you say? Say how?
Exactly.
You want to know somebody who's driven for a while. The same thing with all. So Oliver extending that to all of the outdoor gear that basically we don't own. You can't own everything.
No.
And like I say, if a manufacturer sends something to you, you're going to play with it for a week, but it's not the true test. Talk to somebody who spent their money on that, whatever it is.
Who's got to play with the gadgets on it, who's got to mess with the buttons, and here's what I would do if this was my company, I would move this back here. Or I would put this over there, or I would do something different. So,
and the bottom line question is, would you spend your money again to buy that same product?
Yes, that's exactly
Would you do it again?
Would you?
Yep or nope.
Exactly. So
that's what we're looking for.
That's what we're looking for. We'll be posting the first video.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know when.
Within the next 48 hours.
Within the next 48 hours. And you'll see kind of what we're doing. It's going to be on YouTube. It's going to be on our Facebook. It's going to be on RodneyRogersOutdoors.com. I just saw it for the first time tonight. Mike, I want to go ahead and tell you, I am glad I am on your team.
Fist bump.
Well, I'm so glad I'm on.
We sat on it for a while because, quite honestly, we're looking for a title for it.
Yeah,
because we wanted it to be telling of what it is. We thought about it started off as just we reviews or you reviews. Right now, it's called Outside Reviews, just because I needed to put something on the title.
Right.
But we talked about Penny for Your Thoughts. I mean, we sat and did a whole luncheon list of things. We
did the Dirty Gym of show.
And it may change a time or two, but the fact of the matter is we're going to put it out there because more than anything, we want to invite people to look around right now and think of 5 things that you're looking at right now that you own that you either love or you hate. It doesn't have to be love things.
Yeah.
Keep people from making the same mistake. If you bought a product that you don't like, that you think is garbage, this is community. This is the community.
So how's it going to work? You're going to email us.
Yep. Break it down.
Break it down. Rodney at RodneyRogersOutdoors.com. You're going to say, Rodney, I have this. I would love to be on video camera, and I would love to, we're going to make a video. Mike and I will come out.
Yeah, exactly. That's the idea, is we want to come to wherever you're at,
or
if it's more convenient, you come up, whatever. We want to get together.
Meet it wherever. And we want to shoot this. We want your honest opinions. We'll direct you on kind of what we're looking for.
Yeah.
It's a no-brainer.
And this is comfortable, casual, authentic.
Absolutely.
There's no pretense here. You don't have to become something you're
reading a script.
No, we're just looking to hang out with you
and have fun.
It's
fun. And
talk about whatever it is.
That product at the same time.
We'd like to play with your toys.
We like to play.
Right.
Yeah.
You got some. Yeah. I mean, the truth of the matter, I was looking on YouTube on kayak reviews.
Yeah.
Because we're, the whole deep sea fishing guy. And I was looking and there's some people just reviewing their kayaks. And I'm like, this is it. This is it. It's real people reviewing their products. That's what you're looking for.
That's what you're looking for.
I can read advertisements all day long, but I want to hear somebody who's out there doing stuff.
So there you have it. We're going to be posting this video here shortly. And man, I'm excited about it. Mike,
me too.
I know you're excited about it.
Well, most of all, I love the fact of engaging people, listeners, friends, and bringing them into this, because that's really what
exactly.
Was that the philosophy you were talking about? I thought so.
Yeah.
So yeah, we want to educate people. We call it the 4 E's. We want to educate, we want to entertain, but we also want to engage people, and we want to elevate and lift other people up as well.
That's exactly right.
So it's all about being in this together and come along for the ride.
And this is what's going to do it. I really believe that's what's going to do it. So, whew.
Good. Do we have any new news, or do we care? Is there anything exciting?
If there's nothing else that I need to talk about, I definitely need to talk about this, Mike. This is, now look, I just want to go out and say, Mike, what do you see there?
Well, I see a snake, but I don't even know what you're going to talk about. Have we found the cobra loose in Orlando?
Okay. Found the cobra. He got fined for the cobra this time. I have not seen is. I don't know if they disclosed that.
And also, I didn't realize when we spoke about it the first time, this is the this is the dude guy from the TV show Airplane Repo.
Yeah,
man,
this is the same guy, and he's been on the Monster several times. Super nice guy, but this is the second snake he's had to get loose. So they have not found the snake. At this point, they're not going to find the snake unless someone finds it and kills it. The snake can live in Florida just fine. Don't think that the cold's going to kill it. You have to be a really cold.
Well, it's going to do whatever else other snake does, is find a place to hibernate and hunker down, right?
Bunker down and live just fine. Will it mate with any other snake? The answer to that is no. It's not going to mate with any other snake and make any kind of hybrid, because it eats other snakes. That's what it does.
So how do they
reproduce? Another cobra, yeah.
So they won't eat another cobra, but they'll eat other snakes.
Exactly.
Makes for a lonely life.
Yeah. Hey, man. Hey, oh, you snake. Hey, come here. Gobble, 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 gobble.
Makes for a very lonely life if
like
you're a
Cookie
cobra.
Monster, but in the snake world.
No wonder they're so angry. Angry.
Speaking of snake world, Mike, tell me what you see.
I see a rattler without a rattle.
That is not a rattler, Mike. That is they found another species, not a new species. This thing's been around a long time. This is a tail that looks like a spider on a viper in India. It is called the spider-tailed horned viper. Is that not creepy? As if you.
It looks like he's got
spiders wasn't creepy. Well, they mixed it with a snake.
I don't quite see that. I see more like it looks like a plant at the end of his tail.
Yeah, but when you see this video and this guy worked that tail, Mike, right there, you see that little arrow right there?
Does he work it? Oh,
yeah. Oh, my God. Wow. It looks like a spider running around the rocks.
Things? Is that what he's doing?
Oh, yeah. He hides in these caves, these little holes. He runs his tail out. Looks like a spider.
That's
he works
creepy.
it, to perfection.
That's creepy.
You would not know it wasn't a spider. A bird comes down to grab the spider. And there's this bird in India that eats insects. and this snake knows this. This bird,
brilliant,
lands on the snake thinking it's a rock, because look at the camouflage this thing has. I don't want to play it. Oh, look at that. See that?
Yeah,
Mike,
no, it looks
see
like
that?
a spider.
That was creepy. So,
well, you know what's more brilliant? The fact that he can move his tail like that is the fact he's stayed here.
We haven't found it. Yeah, we just thought it was a spider.
We thought it was a spider. And we don't tend to grab.
We're not. There's not very many arachnologists.
That's crazy, dude. That's crazy.
Yeah, and he's very proficient, and he eats birds. So that was creepy. I wanted to bring that out. You heard it first on Rodney Rogers Outdoors. A spider.
You heard it first. Rodney's creeped out.
Snake. I will catch this snake, but I'll chop his tail off. I hate spiders.
That ain't right.
I really hate spiders. So I definitely wanted to get that out. And how are we doing on time?
We're doing great. We're sucking and we're doing great.
So I just want to point out that this gentleman here, this is a there's a show called Relentless Pursuit, and they hunt all over the world. There's a hunting show, spear hunting in Africa, and he spears himself. And just
intentionally or just accidentally?
Accidentally. And he just missed his femoral artery. Femoral artery. How do you say that? Femoral? Femur. Yeah, femoral artery.
I say
femoral. It's the femoral artery. And almost bled to death.
Really?
Bled to death.
Bled to
He
death.
almost led to death. I'm not
Wow.
going to. Yeah. The video is just wretched right there. And I'll tell you what, getting cut in a massive situation like this in another country is just absolutely not the wisest choices.
Sure complicates things, doesn't it?
It does, because you got to remember that the medicines in these other data is ours. A hospital is not around the corner when you're hunting in Africa. It's hours away.
Sure.
I mean, a lot of times you have to drive, and here it is. 6 hours later, he was rescued. He almost bled to death by stabbing himself. So,
wow.
Yeah. So this is where this is going to just kind of segue into what we're talking about tonight, Mike, and that's going to be safety. So,
safety or
safety, gun safety. We're going to be talking about guns and gun safety. So we're talking a little bit of everything. What kind of safety? Shipping your guns across country if you're going to hunt elk or lion or whatever you're going to do. How to ship. What's the best way?
What's the best carrier? FedEx, DHL, UPS.
If you do it that way,
get you some pricing.
Which you can do it that way. Carrying it in your truck to the tree stand, from the truck, from home to whatever. So we're going to be talking about that. So, Mike, it's your turn.
That's great news.
Yeah. So that's
I don't even know if you haven't even mentioned our executive producer's not here tonight.
No.
Yeah, you didn't even realize that.
No,
actually, I didn't. You realize you didn't say anything. I think she's getting her corneas replaced or something.
Are you serious?
Yeah. But I was like, you know what? I got a fishing show to do, baby. I know you're getting
Mike, how's she getting
eyeball surgery? Wow. You ask the good questions.
I go straight to the femoral artery.
You have a way of laser vision.
Did you tell her to do just one eye? That way she could use the other one to drive home?
No. There's always Uber.
Uber from the replaceable center.
Yeah, maybe she'll call, but she probably can't dial.
Siri, call Mike. See?
Yeah, this would be a good test to see if she listens when she's not sitting in the other room.
We're both dead. You know that, right?
Yeah, I know.
We're not
drive safely, sweetie.
Drive safely, Uber man. Bring my baby home to me. I'm sorry, we're having fun. Do we have letters, Mike?
We have letters. Thanks for asking, Rodney. You want to answer some letters?
I do.
Let's do it.
Letters. We get letters. We get stacks and stacks of letters.
Gotta love the letters.
I love them.
However, that song's going to fade out soon.
Okay, I'm down with it.
That's something in the works.
Bye. I like it.
Yeah. I love that song because can I reminisce?
Yes, absolutely.
I grew up with an album from Perry Como.
Okay.
And I know that song, David Letterman used that song, but from a Perry Como called Saturday Night with Mr. C was the album I listened to.
Okay.
And that full song was on there.
Oh, it's a song.
I'm talking about things nobody cares about. Anyways, Sammy from Back Lake, Arkansas, Baklake, Arkansas, wants to know what type of lures would you use for fishing next to cattails with water 3 to 4 foot deep in murky waters?
Oh, you know what? Soft plastic.
You're going to have to spell it, Rodney, because
my tongue got wound up. Could you tell there? Soft plastics. Here's what I would do. I'd literally, if you don't own what's called a beaver tail bait, I would buy one. Buy a beaver. It just looks like a little beaver. It's called a creature bait. Some call it creature baits. Just about anything, rubber worm, but a soft plastic. Anytime you're in that kind of water up against cattails.
And why is that? Because
that is absolutely.
Does it get tangle or is
it? No, what happens is you can hook it weedless and you could drop it right in those cattails. So start as deep as you can possibly flip. So get about 10 or 15 feet off the cattails, flip inside, into pockets and little holes as deep as you can without getting tangled, and just drop it up and down for a few minutes. So you want to get it to the bottom, let it sit, pop it up, let it sit, pop it up again. Count to 1 or 2 in between the pop-ups, or even 3 or 4. The longer, the better. And then get ready, because that's where you're going to catch your big bass.
Okay.
Don't get discouraged in the beginning, because it's going to take, 40 or 50 feet to hit the first fish. And you may hit it right away. And then slowly start deep and then work your way out. Remember, summertime, their strike zone closes in, metabolism slows down, so they're not apt to chase the bait as far.
And I suppose a lot of times, especially if it's murky water.
Always put a rattle in your soft plastic if you know you have murky water. Put a rattle in there, because remember, that lateral line picks up those subtle sounds.
Appeal to the most senses you can.
Voila, Mike, you're getting this.
I'm studentized.
Woo-hoo.
I've been studentized. Okay. Ronnie from Tallahassee, Florida says, I was going to replace the treble hooks on my lures, but I've noticed that a lot of my lures don't have split rings.
Yes.
How do I replace them?
Actually, I would replace the lure, but you can unscrew them, and there's those little eyes. They have like you can bend them open and drop them off. If they don't have split rings, that means they're just older.
Okay.
And I would just put them on the shelf and just
cut them, let them loose.
Yeah, just
tie on something new.
Retire those and get up to date. That just means you have an older lure, and
Okay. Because the newer ones have the split rings, they're designed to be.
That's exactly right. So what happens is the older lures, it was just a little bitty eye screw, like the giant one, but it's itty bitty, and they opened it, put it in, closed it, and then screwed it shut to keep it from coming off.
Okay.
So, that was the old way of doing things. They don't do that anymore. So, upgrade your tackle, big dog.
Got it. Here's another Rodney. Rodney from Billingsley, Missouri, I do believe. When is the best time to scout? Would I have a better chance of killing a big buck in the woods or in a planted field?
There's 2 seasons. There's hunting and fishing. Most places don't have a fishing season, but I will tell you this. I consider it as 2 seasons. A lot of people will start scouting their hunting areas just a few months before they start hunting. If you want a giant buck, a big buck, I say your scouting starts the end of the season all the way up until you're getting ready.
Oh, really?
Here's the deal. What you want to find is, you want to search these woods, and if they're, if you have access, then you want to look for sheds, they're antler sheds. You want to set up game cams. So your scouting will literally start right after season, or even during, because remember, deer change patterns during the hunting season. Rifle season starts. Their patterns change. They don't walk the same trails. They don't move the same paths. They don't walk out in the same fields. They'll change because they know it's gun season, especially on public areas. So you're at the end of the season, within the first couple, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks, no guns are fired, they'll start getting back on their natural pattern. That is when you want to start looking for your big buck. Look for sheds, look for trails, set up trail cams. If you really want that giant buck, start ASAP.
Okay.
Don't listen to the rules. There's people to say, start about 2 months ahead. No. If you want that buck and you're a serious hunter, then start after season. get him back on his pattern, put your trail cams out, and do your thing.
Never too early to start planning.
Never too early.
All right, Derek, Long Run, Michigan. Turkey, I guess turkey season he's talking about. What are the main calls, turkey vocabulary, I should learn to spring turkey hunt? Is that a fair question?
Yes. Yeah, because there's 2 times you want to hunt turkey, spring and then fall. In the fall, you can actually kill hens during archery season. Now, this is in the state of Florida. Okay. I don't know if it's all over the United States.
Okay.
But in the state of Florida, you can kill hens and jakes and gobblers during the fall. So the call that you're going to use at that time is a little bit different than the call you're going to use in the spring. So you have a fall call and a spring call. Spring call, you're going to mainly focus on gobbling, shot gobbling, and then hen purrs. Friendly hen, where everybody meets up. There's a friendly tom call where what will happen is during the fall, the hens will meet up and the toms will meet up. And I will tell you this, they're not as receptive to calls. So you really have to pinpoint your fall calls. So it's a tom, hey, we're buddies. You know, it's a cluck. We're just trying to find other buddies.
Yeah.
Then all the buddies will gather. When you have a pod of buddies, a flock of buddies, they're not more apt to come to you, but they are more apt to answer, so you'll know where they're at.
Okay.
And you better be a daggone ninja, because these things are smart as a whip.
When does fall turkey season start?
It starts during hunting season. The first day of bow season, first day of hunting, and kill turkey.
Which is when?
For us, it's September 19th in our zone.
Oh, wow. So this next coming week or so.
Yeah. What is it? Yeah. In North Florida, I believe it started already. This weekend was the first weekend.
Well, I'd like to do a shout out and put you and him on the spot. I really want in this seat that Nico dude we always talked about.
Oh, yeah.
I know he's called in.
We may have him in this weekend.
But it'd be nice to have him sitting right there and we do a show on duck calls.
Oh, yeah. You know what? Come duck season? Yes. Yes, we will have.
Oh, that's duck call. He's not turkey caller, right? He's a duck caller.
Yeah, he's a duck caller. Yeah, he's a duck.
My bad.
You're bad.
My bad. My letters.
We get ladders.
Good question.
We get
Absolutely good question.
So before we start talking about whatever's we're talking about, safety and trying planes.
Yes.
Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah. Yes.
I misunderstood maybe.
Yes.
Let's take a break and listen to some of our sponsors.
Let's do it.
Pay attention especially to this one.
Gnarly barley, come see why the whole world's singing. No.
What are you doing?
Dude, I am writing a song for Gnarly Barley.
I see that, but first of all, I didn't realize you could sing. Second of all, why don't you just tell the people how great the Gnarly Barley is, give them the address, and move on with the show?
Dude, have you ever had their flatbread? Their jalapeno flatbread with the cream cheese on top and the chicken and the special sauce on it. Holy moly. No, wait a minute. Obviously, by the look on your face, you ain't never had that big time Fiesta. Jalapenos, provolone cheese, tomatoes, red onions, and again, Fiesta lime.
Okay, that's it. Shut up, Chuck. We're out of here.
Are you serious?
Come on, we're out of here.
One of Orlando's hidden gems, the Gnarly Barley offers a contemporary selection of bites and brews, serving a mind-blowing selection of craft beers and original mouth-watering menu creations. The Gnarly Barley and its incredibly accommodating staff have created a place that really is difficult to put into words. So do yourself a huge favor and come see why people are singing the praises of the Gnarly Barley.
Oh my goodness.
I told you that big time Fiesta.
That is phenomenal. I totally get why you're trying to write a song for that.
Not as simple as you thought, huh?
No. Okay, check this out. Gnarly Barley, come see why the whole town's singing Gnarly Barley. Buy some brews.
Located at 7431 South Orange Avenue.
With 116,000 foreclosures in the state of Florida alone as of January 2014, a quality contractor is critical to the process of returning a foreclosed house back into a home. Let me introduce you to Phillips Contracting Incorporated. They are Florida State certified and an approved REO repair vendor for both Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. PCI currently provides multi-level services to realtors, banks, asset managers, and private homeowners. Although they specialize in dealing with REO property repairs, they are a design-build company.
Here at PCI, we pride ourselves on professional, high-quality work. Our clients know that we're not your typical contractor. We're proud to be reliable, trustworthy partners with you. Our repair coordinators are ready to communicate with you honestly and quickly about every aspect of clients.
Phillips Contracting services Florida from Orlando to Miami. Whether you're looking for a quote, repair updates, or just want to talk business, give them a call at 941-483-3800.
Bada bang, bada bang. We're back to the meat and taters of all this stuff.
Big time fiesta.
Big time. Mike, is that not the best?
Nah, I'm telling you. Okay. Not to extend that commercial any longer than it already was. Right. I keep trying different things when I go in there.
Yeah.
But it's the freaking big time fiesta.
You know what?
That is just my go.
Actually.
I had it again today.
But what what have I been eating lately?
You've been doing the mac and cheese, but like some sort of like 12 different types of cheeses on it, dipped in the tomato bisque.
Oh my!
Which I actually had the other day, which was phenomenal.
Yeah, was really I don't even know how to do. I could go just rub the bisque on me. So anyway,
sorry, I digress. But oh my goodness,
yeah, that's
big time.
That is good eating right there. Okay, so tonight here's what we're going to talk about, Mike. You ready?
Yep.
Let's dig into meat and taters. Meat and taters. Let me get this thing set up for excitement. We're going to be talking about, now I've hunted, the first time I hunted Colorado, I was a little afraid of, my gosh, what I'm going to, the gun thing, airplane thing is, was like, oh my God, what do I do?
You took your guns with you.
Yes.
I never really thought of that. Yeah.
It's not a big deal. I mean, it sounds more intimidating than it really is. So tonight we're going to be talking about safety. Let's talk about gun safety. We're going to be talking about let's just do it.
Gun safety. That is the topic.
So gun safety is the topic.
The title is how to get your gun on the plane.
Here.
Am I missing this?
Yeah. If you want the TW, the ABC,
TSA,
everybody after the FUIs and the FBI and the BOUs, and the Men in Black, they'll come and get us. So basically, let's start out from the beginning. If you own a gun, you want to be as safe as possible. Guns do not fire. Stupid people accidentally fire guns. I know because I am a stupid people. I am a guy who's done that. I have misfired a couple times. I've shot a hole in the roof of a car, and I misfired while you and I were in Everglades and almost blew a hole in the bottom of the boat. Why did that happen? I had my finger on the stupid trigger, which you should never, ever, ever do. There are rules to firearms safety. And the number one rule is always keep your muzzle pointed in a safe direction, which when you and I were in Everglades,
it was.
When I shot a hole in the ceiling.
I personally thank you for that.
You're welcome. When I shot a hole in the ceiling of the car, I did not know my buddy's gun was loaded. And I was pointing out that his safety was not working. And I pulled the trigger and I shot a hole in the safe in the hood, top of the car.
Is that covered under warranty?
No,
probably not.
No. Number 2 on the 10, firearms should be unloaded when not. Don't ever carry a loaded firearm unless you got a CCW and you're trained. You know what I'm saying? I have had CCWs for years, concealed carry weapons license. I've carried a handgun since I was 17 years old in my vehicle, on my person, and I've not been without since. That's a long time ago. That's almost 30 years.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, it is 30 years. What am I talking about? For 30 years. The biggest problem with humanity is we get complacent. You never get complacent with a firearm. Always.
That's so true, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And there's no cure for complacency. Once you adjust to a certain way, then it's always. And my adjustment has been leave my firearm unloaded. If I'm in a gunfight, if I'm in I carry a Glock 23. So, or now 32, but all of them.
Wait, did you just say if I ever get in a gun, are you worried about getting in a gunfight?
No, absolutely not. No,
this is something that's part of your conscious process of your day.
I would avoid it at all costs.
Okay, good.
But what I meant to say was if I get to the point where I need my gun, I can rack a shell in a blink of a second as fast as I can pull it up, and I can get my shell in. You know what I mean? So I have made it a conscious decision to keep my gun unloaded at all times, even when I conceal carry.
Oh, really?
It's just my personal preference. I'm not asking you to do it. I know, what good is a gun if it's unloaded? I'm going to tell you what, if you're in a situation where you need a gun, odds are there's going to be two situations. You're either going to get shot, that loaded or unloaded, it's not going to matter. You're going to have time to load your gun. It's safety for me. It's pure safety. I'm a human. I make mistakes.
You've built in that buffer for complacency.
Yes. My complacency is when this gun is out, not in use, if I'm not shooting at targets, it is unloaded. I just habit. Unload, unload, unload. You know, pull, clip, unload. And it's just habit. I've drilled it into my brain. So we're going to talk about safety from your house to your tree stand. Unload your firearm. If you have a gun safety on it, keep it on there until you get to where you're going. It does a couple things. One is if you do get stopped.
How do you test a gun safety? I mean, is that a fair question?
Yes,
I mean,
it is. It is 100% a fair question. When you're in a safe place to shoot, if you're at a firing range or you have your rifle sighted in every year by a whatever, they will test it for you. Ask them if they don't. Put it on safety, pull the trigger.
But okay, sorry, continue.
Yeah, I mean, that's how you test it.
Because
pull the trigger.
I'm just flashing back to you saying you were telling your buddy his safety wasn't working and you shot a hole in the ceiling of the car. But is there a way to, if
yes,
short of taking it in, but if I'm out in the field, can I?
We were driving to our hunting area. He had a revolver. He had a 22 revolver that he always carried with him, 6-shot revolver. And at the time, there's some revolvers. One click back is basically safety. You pull the hammer. The first click is safety.
Okay.
So I'm admiring his revolver. I pick it up off the seat. We're going to our hunting area. They're all asleep. It's 4 a.m. I'm 17 at the time. And I go, click, up, safety. And I'm pulling the trigger, and it goes, it shuts down. You know, it actually, the trigger falls. I'm going, oh, man, that's not supposed to do that. And I do it again just to make sure. And it fails. It falls. The hammer falls. Now, it's only back. It's not back at a full cock.
Right.
It's only back literally. It's almost, you can't see it. So he wakes up and he goes, oh, man, what are you doing with my gun? I said, dude, your safety don't work. And I point it to the roof and I go, watch. And I pull it back to one click and I pull the trigger and it fires on the third time. I just did it twice out my windshield. It fires on the third time and it goes off and we can't hear a thing. I just fired this thing off inside. The 22 is not a very big caliber. It's enough to put a hole in the roof and it's enough to deafen you inside of a car.
It's also a bullet that's flying through the air.
Somewhere. There's 22 bullets.
What goes up must come down is what I understand.
No, it went to space.
Okay, well, that's good.
It was a rocket bullet.
Dodge that bullet.
Dodge.
Pardon the pun.
So there are guns. I do not have time to go in all safeties. The 2 guns I have, or 3 or 4 that I have, my handguns, 3 Glocks, and a Browning 40 caliber.
Well, let's re-rack this thing. Traveling with guns.
Traveling with guns. So make sure your gun is unloaded. If you have a trigger safety, or a trigger guard, which is a lock or a cable lock that goes in the breech of your firearm, leave it in there until you get to your hunting area. Here's a couple reasons. One is it's not loaded. The picture I put on our website of the lock.
Yep.
You can see that there's a cable with a little lock on it. So like a big lock. It's called a breech lock. So basically it goes through the breech. You pull your bolt out, you put it in your case that you're carrying your firearm in, and then you put that right through the breech or through the through the breech and
you
outside.
You gave me one of those. You gave me one of those.
Yes.
You were giving them away for a while.
And if you're listening tonight, email me at rodney@rodneyrogers.com. I have about 20 left.
What?
Yes. And I will give you the breech lock for free. Compliments of my FWC. myfwc.com. The FWC gave these when I used to do seminars. And
That's brilliant, Rodney.
Yeah, so I used to give these away. So again, if you want one of these breech locks, I'll give it to you for free. You can get online and buy one for $26.
Yeah, I've got one on my gun.
Yes.
If I can only find the key now, I'll probably use my gun again.
Yeah. Well, if someone breaks in, just throw it at them.
That's a heavy case.
It's a heavy case.
It'll hurt.
Yeah. So email us at rodney@rodneyrogersoutdoors.com.
That's cool.
And I'll send you a lock for free. I'll even pay the shipping.
That's great.
That's to keep you safe. So keep that on there. And here's the reasons. One is if you get stopped and the officer asks you, hey, do you have any guns in the car? That's usually the first question because you're going to have camo on. His first question is, do you have any firearms in the car? Your answer is always going to be yes. If you have
out and gun it, and
don't run to your hunting area. I'm late for my tree stand, officer.
Yeah, straight
Be very
up.
cooperative. I've had this happen many, many times. When they see you in camouflage, they know you have a firearm in the car. The minute you say no,
you're in trouble.
You have committed a felony, my brother. You are now a felon if you are caught with a firearm in the car and you say, no, I do not. I ain't got a firearm in the car.
So really the fact that you lied about it?
You lied about it.
You just went a whole different
direction. If you're charged, it's got to go through the whole process. But if you're found guilty,
you're only going to lie if you're really up to no good, right?
Yeah,
I mean, if you're just hunting, hunters, legitimate hunters are going to, of course, I'm going hunting.
Yes, yes, sir. I'm going hunting. I do have a firearm in the car. I have several. So he's going to say, okay, great. Could you step out of the car? He's going to ask. She's going to say, man, thank you. You're safe. You're being great. Hey, slow down, or I didn't see you turn signal, whatever the case may be. Proceed, do your thing. You'll pass through with flying colors. Leaving those locks on just helps your situation. I know because I've been there.
Yeah.
So it really helps your situation. So once you get to your tree stand, then obviously do not load your firearm because you can't shoot. You cannot shoot. I don't care if you can see in your truck. Do not load your firearm because that's a loaded firearm to your tree stand is considered your hunting. You cannot hunt at nighttime. You have a light and you have a loaded gun. That's considered poaching. Fine line.
Really?
Yes. It's a very fine line. But, I mean,
you can't hunt at nighttime.
You can. No. Definitely can't. Coons. You hunt coon, but you
can't hunt deer?
No, you cannot hunt deer at night. You didn't know this.
No, I didn't know that. So you take your stand while it's still nighttime, effectively.
Yes. You get to your stand. You want to get there early squirrely. I'm talking like 4 a.m.
So you're saying not only because of safety thing, but don't get caught with your gun loaded because it's a legal thing. Because you're technically hunting at that point.
You're technically, you got a gun and a light. You're at night. You got a loaded gun. You ethically shouldn't have it loaded until you get in your tree stand. Now you can load it, and they'll understand. But we're talking safety. I do not load mine until I get up in the tree.
Why would you want to even do the climbing routine
exactly
with your gun loaded?
You are tying your rope to a gun, with the muzzle pointed down. You tie you're pulling your gun up with a rope. Some people ignorantly tie it in the trigger guard. Never tie a rope inside your trigger guard with a loaded gun. It's happened. I'm only saying it because it's happened.
Sure.
And then you pull the trigger and the gun fires off because you forgot to put it on safety. And then, it's just not a good thing. So
what's Ryan telling us?
That's Ryan's texting. I've also found that if you break down the firearm to ship in a smaller case, I have had less problems and it's cheaper to ship. Okay.
Wow. Yeah. Let's talk about that. That's perfect.
Let's switch over to shipping.
You promised me you'd tell me how to get a gun on a plane.
Okay.
That's why I showed up.
We got a question of how to get a gun into the country from Central America. There's a young lady on our Facebook that shoots competitively here in the United States.
Really?
Yeah. Competitively. Glocks. They shoot Glocks competitively here in the United States. So here's how you're going to get your gun from from here to Colorado, from there to here.
Same. International is probably a little tighter, I would imagine.
International is a little bit tighter. If you go on a flight, there's a couple things. If you know in advance, find a good gun dealer, a reputable gun dealer in the United States. If you're, depending on where you're going, be familiar with these people. If you're here, find a reputable gun dealer. If you're anywhere in the Orlando or Kissimmee area, reputable gun dealer is
Walmart.
No,
no.
Our friends out there at in Kissimmee that I always use.
Kmart.
No.
Their
name, absolute dude. I've used them for 30
I'm trying to help you. Does it start with a W?
No. Anyway, Addison's Gun Shop in Kissimmee.
Starts with an A.
They've sighted my rifles in for 30 years. Literally, I've hunted for 30 years. They've always sighted my rifle. I've always bought my guns there. They are very reputable. So if you're shipping a gun from out of the country, you can ship it to a gun dealer here in the United States. If you're going to compete, put your name on it. They may charge you a $20, $30 fee for receiving it. They'll hold it there till you get there, and then you can go on about your way.
What a great tip, is because that adds credibility.
Yes.
Because it's going to a gun shop.
It's going to a gun shop. So you're not carrying it on your plane. And two is if in her situation, if she's competing, then she can put, the competition brochure. But if you're an American citizen, you can, coming from there to here, you have to check it in at the airline. You have to check it in a locked case. They will open the case.
Sure.
They will look at it. They will put a tag inside that says, checked. That way, when it's X-rayed, they see the tag and they go, "This has been checked by, firearms,
Walmart.
tobacco."
No. So you're saying it's better to ship it than to travel with it?
It's way better to ship it. Because if you bought it out of country, then if you're shipping it into country, then they're going to make you pay, the stuff.
Certainly would make the traveling less stressful.
It makes the traveling way less
Except
stressful.
I think I would worry about it. Is it going to arrive?
Yeah, that's why I said a reputable. Put tracking number, insurance, and stuff like that. So you can put it on your airline. You just have to have the proper documentation. So you're going to go to the airline. You're going to call them and say, "Hey, I have a firearm. We have a shooting competition. What is your protocol?" And they'll say, "Okay, we need it in a locked case. You can put the ammo in the case. The gun cannot be loaded. Some require the ammo away from the case." When I fly to Colorado, I'm allowed to put my ammo in the case as long as I have the breech lock in.
But not on your carry-on.
Not on your carry-on. You're not allowed to have obviously any.
That's probably the best advice is talk to the airline directly and say, "Hey, I'm traveling with a firearm." Directly.
What is your protocol? Yeah. Because the FAA may have, they got their regulations and the airline has theirs as well. So you will check in at a different place with your firearm. They will open it. The TSA will open it.
Sure.
They will inspect it. They will see that it's unloaded. They will see your cartridges in their box, in the original box.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah.
So there's some protocols there. The best, if you're coming here, buy your ammo here. Don't ship your ammo with it. In my case, if your rifle is sighted to that ammo, then carry that ammo with that box. I have a place cut out in my case inside the box. Now, when you're shipping it, you want a durable case, and that's what we're going to talk about. Ryan and I, Ryan is a longtime listener. And ships. I use Pelican. You and I use Pelican just about for everything because we know Pelican. How many Pelican cases would you say you have dealt with over the last 10 years?
I've probably got 5 within reach of me right now.
Right. And then at work, you deal with thousands.
It's a trust thing. Because the other night, gator hunting, I know if the canoe tips and my camera's safely in a Pelican, I'm good.
Yeah.
It's a trust issue.
And you deal with Pelicans and work with $high-dollar equipment.
Sure, yeah.
You deal with $1 million equipment in Pelicans.
Yep.
So I, too, when you and I work together, have learned that Pelican is a great case. There are other cases, but our trusted case is Pelican.
It's true.
My rifle case is a Pelican. It was given to me by one of my best friends, Gustavo Arvelo. One of my best friends, the first time we went Colorado hunting. I don't know. You want this case because it's your case, Papa. And he was, awesome guy. And he gave me that case. And of course, I use that case every time I fly back and forth. So you want a durable case that holds everything tight because they're not nice with luggage when they ship stuff.
Yeah, and you want to know that your stuff. I mean, the whole monkey. Remember the monkeys? Because I think they use monkeys to load the luggage, right?
Remember that? Yeah, the gorillas, silverbacks.
I think it was Samsonite.
Samsonite. That's it. Good job. You get 10 points. Ting. See if I had
that is a good advertising campaign, right?
Yes.
I mean, what, 20 years, 30 years later?
And we're
still
like,
stuck?
bam, Samsonite.
You got monkeys working for the airlines.
I'm gonna not touch that one.
Okay.
I'm gonna move on, Mike. So check with the airline. It sounds more intimidating than it is. Now we'll tell
it definitely sounds intimidating.
Yeah.
Because guns and flying is not two things you mix. It's like oil and water, or
right. Here's
fire and gasoline.
The airlines were 30 years ago. My cousin Nick was flying to Virginia. He was taking his shotgun with him, and he pretty much walked into the airport with nothing but a shotgun.
That's crazy.
At 4 a.m, and we waited for the airline booth to open so we could check in the shotgun.
Jeez.
We're sitting there in the bench, Mike, with a shotgun on our hip, waiting. Yeah.
Wow. No, times have changed.
Yeah, times have changed.
Yeah.
So
I once flew dressed as Santa Claus. It's a very similar story, but different.
Wait, one more trustworthy. I flew in my loincloth. That did not go well. So how are we doing on time?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. We're flying with guns. That's all I know. This is fun. I love flying.
So
I love
you
guns.
can bring guns from out of the country. It's a lot easier if you are a resident
to ship them.
And it is a lot easier if you ship them. If you know where you're going, if it's Miami or Orlando, or find a reputable gun dealer. If it's in Orlando, it's Oak Ridge Gun Range. I trust them. If it's Kissimmee, which is still in Orlando, it's not a bad drive. If I'm going to trust anybody in a 50-mile radius, it's going to be Addison's Gun Shop.
Addison's Gun Shop.
I feel that kick to the shin. It wasn't Walmart. They quit selling AR-15s, by the way. So,
dang them.
Dang them. I was going to get 9 of them. I hate that. So, that's there again. That's touching just this skimming the base of safety. Literally just
that was good. Traveling. It is a wedge and a sliver of the safety pie.
Yes, and remember, you can travel with a firearm.
Yeah,
you absolutely can. They're gonna your normal boarding pass. You say, are you checking in? Yes, I have a firearm. And they go, okay, great. You check that in over
but you
there.
Don't scream it like, I've got a gun. You don't do that, right?
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
you don't do that.
Be a little more calm about it. I've got a firearm rather than I've got a gun. Probably tip number 1.
Yes. Never scream.
But not know enough, like where you're whispering, like,
yes,
I've got a gun.
That's you can't do it.
That's bad. Yeah, that's bad too.
Yeah. Let's use firearm. Yeah.
Lean over the cabinet, over the
whisper in their ear.
Yeah. I got a gun. It's bad. So there's a medium range you want to say the fact that you've got a firearm.
Yeah.
I want to screen
Start out with I'm traveling. I have a firearm in this case locked up.
Okay.
What do I do? Not the screaming I got a gun deal.
Yeah, I'm rather than saying I'm not traveling, but I've got a gun.
Yeah,
that's even worse.
Yeah, don't even get mixed
You're at the airport, so they're going to assume you're traveling.
I'm not so sure the TSA will get it right, but somebody will eventually get it.
Title this episode "How to Travel with a Gun." how to get on the airline with a gun, that we would get calls, or that'd be a bad thing. Because I really, really want to.
I know, Mike. You know what I'm gonna say? I say do it, and let's see what happens. You know what I mean?
I think that's your motto. I think that is your motto of life. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, because remember the other night we were sliding down the hill, about sliding into the creek with the ball tires, and you were like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa!" And I said, "Normally,
you said I'm not used to that." I mean, you used to somebody saying, "Get it!"
Exactly.
And that sounds like the voice of Nick.
Right. That is exactly who it is.
Get it?
He always goes, "I'm with you." We'll figure it out. Just do it.
I just see myself inverted in a river somewhere.
For permission.
Just do it. We'll see what happens. Wow, there's a sliver of safety. What's Ryan saying?
Ryan says
the ticker tape.
Just like we used to go to school with guns in our back windows. We did
true.
as well.
No, that's true. Yeah,
I was actually tagged in I
saw Footloose, and they did that.
My buddy Gus tagged me in a video or in a comment today that they were talking about. When I went to high school, I shot on the rifle team. My cousin and I, because we had shot guns since we were 10, 11 years old, rifles, 22 rifles. We weren't extremists or no crap like that. My uncle just loved hunting, and he got us involved pretty quick. We're out of time, anyway.
Sure.
So anyway, they pulled us from the middle school to shoot. We got to travel with the high school because we were such great shooters in the middle school. You know, they actually pulled us and put us on the high school rifle team, where we got to travel with them and, and shot as good as high schoolers. So we were on the high school rifle team. So it was pretty amazing. Is that it?
That was my question. That's it?
Yeah.
That's the story?
Yeah, we had rifles in school.
Nice job, Rodney.
Yeah, we actually had rifles in school. We had a vault. We opened it. We took our rifle.
That might be the best story I've never heard. That I wished I'd. That is a great story. I'm touched.
Yeah.
What?
Can I say, if you might?
Let me tell you this, Rodney.
Tell me.
Before we get the heck out of Dodge here.
That's it?
I saved this text on my phone because I texted you the other day.
Uh-oh, what'd I say?
And it simply said, "Where are you?"
Oh, yes. I remember that text.
And your response was, "Listen,
are you ready?
Where do you need me to be?"
That's my boy. That's my boy.
That, in a nutshell, sums up my good friend Rodney Rogers. Love it. I love you.
I love you, brother.
Phenomenal, dude.
And my mom always said 18 million times.
Love your mom.
I pray I get to say it half as much. You kids get outside and stay.